Hey guys, what is up? My name is PandaMaster, and welcome to my spoiler-free review of PG Psycho Goreman. This one is going to be a movie that definitely flies under the radar. It's not on any streaming services yet, fingers crossed. It's in theaters right now, but it's also available on demand, and you can rent it for kind of a hefty cost, but not as much as, Disney Plus charged for Mulan, so, that's good. But this movie is something that you definitely don't want to miss. And I'm going to steal something from the person who reviewed this movie for IGN. If you are someone who enjoys Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, because this is literally a love letter to 90s kids media. This is a movie made for people who grew up off of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Not the kids now, because this is definitely not a kids movie. This is like if Rob Zombie watched 90s kids movies and wanted to make his own movie about it, right? So Psycho Goreman is an amazing Canadian science fantasy horror comedy film, and it is absolutely fantastic. I love it to death. Definitely recommend it. Again, if you're a fan of any of those types of things, I would recommend making it a triple feature, watching it with some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and some Power Rangers. Again, stealing that from IGN. I'm just agreeing with it because that's spot on. So, this movie has a lot of, unknown actors, right? This isn't like a super high budget film, and, it wears that on its sleeve. It's all practical effects and, just really, really, shitty stuff sometimes that's just done really, really well. Sometimes it's over dramatic, sometimes it's funny when it shouldn't be, and sometimes it's just plain bad, but it knows it, and it's so self-aware, and I love it. And you just gotta love PG. So basically what this movie is about these two kids who unleash this ancient evil, right? And so there is then this whole spew of nonsense that happens afterwards that I'm not gonna get into because I don't want to spoil it, because you guys should watch this movie. It's really, really good. The director, Steven Kostansky, I apologize if I pronounced that wrong, did a fantastic job with this. It's so good. It is so good, guys. Definitely recommend it. It came out last October at Beyond Fest, but then it just came out in theaters and on demand January 22nd, so it is pretty new right now. And yeah, I think Nita Josihana, don't know if I pronounced that right again, as Mimi, she does a great job. Again, they did a really good job with child actors in this. Owen Meyer as Luke also does a great job, and there's another one that literally doesn't, I don't even have the name here, but the actor who plays Alistair, like I said, it doesn't even tell me who plays him, but he did a good job too, and there's just so much wackiness and zaniness in this movie. It's so good. But then it also has a really heartwarming ending, and it's yeah, it's really cool. I like it a lot. I mean, it's difficult to go into detail too much about the film because, again, spoilers. But also, it's one of those where it's you can't talk too much about it because of spoilers and because, you want someone to experience it. And I want you guys to experience this. I think it's super cool. It ends in a rap, the end credits have a rap song that summarizes the movie that is extremely catchy, and literally the past few nights I have been getting it stuck in my head as I lay down to go to sleep. I don't know why it happens, but every night I just start thinking Psycho Goreman, Psycho PG for sure. It's so good, guys. But yeah, it's a great, it's not gonna win any awards, anything. It's not gonna, win Best Picture or anything, obviously, but it's just a fun, entertaining movie that, again, if you've enjoyed TMNT or Power Rangers or any other cheesy 90s stuff, this is it for you. Or 80s action films like Kung Fury. I know that's not from the 80s, but it is reminiscent of that. But stuff like that, where it's just really cheesy, special effects and writing and just cool stuff. Even though the writing can be cheesy for sure here. And again, it's self-aware. There is some actual, really good writing here. It's an interesting story. The first act can get off kind of slow, but once they get going, once you see the relationship between Mimi, Luke, and PG, it's it really gets you going. And also Greg, the father, Adam Brooks, So good. I love Greg. The dynamic between him and literally any other character. PG, his wife Susan, Mimi, Luke, literally all of them. He is the standout character in this. Although, like I said, all of them are good. I like Luke's character development. Mimi is a badass. PG has a surprising amount of depth to him. And there's a lot of good characters in this for something that is very low budget and doesn't have a lot of standout characters. It's just really, really cool. And especially when I say the practical effects, there are a lot of creatures in this movie, right? You have a lot of aliens and different things like that. Specifically, this group called the Templars and all of their associates. And so you've got all sorts of weird alien creatures that look like they're straight out of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and it's really, really cool. And so it's a nice callback to that era, because we don't see a lot of that nowadays. We see little short films like Kung Fury and just different stuff like that, little passion projects every once in a while. And I would consider PG to be one of those things, right? I don't think this is like a sign that it's going to go back into the mainstream, but I just think for fans of that genre, for fans of those types of media pieces, this is another one to check out. This is one that you will, I bet, thoroughly enjoy. PG is a great time. I would heavily recommend it. I think it's a good time. And honestly, I'm excited to see, I've never heard of Steven Kostanski, sorry. But I am interested, right? So, like I said, this is low budget, 80s-centric independent movies that often combine horror with comedy. It's made by Astron 6, which is a film production company in Canada. And so I'm interested in hearing some more things about this. I've actually heard of at least one of their other films, Leprechaun Returns. I've never seen it, but I do remember hearing about that. But apparently it's not very good. But yeah, I really like it. I really like it a lot. And I'm not in the minority here. It has a 91% certified fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So, like I said, it's not going to get a lot of attention, right? And it's definitely for a specific audience. I don't think any huge media buff is going to be watching this film and being like, "Oh, what delight!" But it's fun. It's entertaining. It's a nice movie. You just pop a bag of popcorn, sit, laugh at a few stupid jokes, and it's a good time. And so, big thanks to Shudder and RLJE Films for acquiring this and getting it off the ground, because like I said, it premiered at Monster Fest, and so I hope it at least comes to Shudder. You would think that it would here soon, so I'm hoping it does come to Shudder, gets on some sort of subscription service so that it can reach a broader audience, because I think it deserves it. And I stand by my statement that I think this isn't necessarily going to get off the ground, but I think it should. And so I'm excited to see what they come up with next. This has gotten them on the radar for me, and this is my jam. It's a fun little kids movie that's not a kids movie and should definitely not be seen by kids movie, but it's a great time, and I heavily recommend it. And I would love to see more. Not that I think this movie needs a sequel or necessarily should get a sequel, but I'd watch PG-2. I'd watch PG-13. That'd be really funny. And honestly, I wouldn't put it past them to do that. Do PG-13, Psycho Goreman 2 or something like that. I don't know, but I would not put it past them. That'd be kind of funny. But yeah, I think this was a great movie, but let me know what you guys thought. Like I said, go watch this movie. If you haven't, watch it, come back. If you have seen it, let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. I had a great time watching this movie. I saw it twice, actually. I watched it once, and then I watched it again with my roommate, and, I probably am just going to pick this up. I rented it, but, I think I might pick it up. Again, I might wait a little bit because it might come to subscription services, but, I will most likely revisit this film in the future, but yeah. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought. If you like this video, subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know if there's anything you guys want me to watch. I mean, I'm always down to watch anything or play anything. Again, I do play games on this channel and all that, and so let me know down in the comments. But I'll see you guys next time for whatever it is I'm doing. All right, see ya.